let's go over these ingredients. Now check this out. I did it this way, man, instead of having all those bowls out like that. All of these are 1.5 teaspoons of each ingredient. And by the way, you can see it written on the screen right now. All ingredients, the full ingredient list will be down in the description box below. All right, we got barbecue sauce, we got a little ketchup, we got honey, and some butter. And this, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that because we're not doing nothing with it. So, and then you gotta have the star. This is the star of them all. This right here is the wings. This is almost 4 pounds, but this is like, yeah, about 3.5 pounds of wings. So with that being said, what I'm getting ready to do now is I'm getting ready to preheat our oven. Follow me with, you guys, this is gonna be real simple. We're gonna go ahead and preheat to 425 degrees. Now, while we have that going, now we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and take my dry ingredients, get my, hey, I read the comments. I see y'all be talking about I be having that small, whisk or whatever. We just gonna whisk all this together, just like you see right here, right? Real simple. Now, I'm gonna set this off this side. Let's make some room here. Now, the reason I got this paper towel in here, because I've already cleaned, and rinsed these wings. So what I did was I put this in there, even though I patted them dry, so any residue from them being wet, from the water, it'll just, be absorbed in this. So let's go ahead and take this out. And as you can see, it worked. Okay, so remove the towel. Now, we take our dry ingredients after we mix them up. Now, I'm not gonna use all of this in the first go around. We just gonna sprinkle something like this over the top. Maybe like, you just wanna get it like about half of it, right? Then just go ahead and just start turning them over. And the reason what we're doing right now is just trying to get the dry ingredients to like spread and to basically just coat all of the wings, right? And then we'll go and use the rest. Like now that we have some on there, we'll just sprinkle some of this on. And hey, real simple. And you can make a whole lot of these. I don't know, man, you double this recipe, you can double this on a baking sheet. Just think about that. You having company, you just want to have wings for everybody. Super easy, but I will tell you this, have your towel, your towelettes, what else they call them, your wet naps, have those, because these can get messy. And these right here seasoned right. And you'll be able to smell it. It's got that barbecue flavor, that barbecue aroma, to them. Now, they'll look just like that. You can see the seasoning, you can see the coloring, so everything has seasoning on them, right? So now let's just go ahead. I got some tongs right here, but I'm not gonna use those. Hey, listen, they'd be much faster if you just use your hand, but we washing all the time anyway, right? So we'll just line it this way. Now, it's real important, if you watch, I'm laying them out, right? It depends on how many you are doing. Like say you double the recipe, you have to use 2 pans, right? But most importantly, you want to make sure you got just like a little bit of space in between so that when it's in the oven, the heat can get all around it, and so it can cook evenly. That's like the most important thing. Okay, so you can see, got them all lined out. My oven is up to temp, so now we're gonna put it in. Don't forget, that was 425 degrees, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in, we're gonna set a timer for 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, we're gonna flip them over and then reset another timer. All right, so let's put these in. Okay, so listen, you just saw we got our, our wings in the oven, right? So after the first 20 minutes, when we pull those out, after we flip them over, then we're gonna put them back in the oven. When we set that timer, that's when we're gonna start making our sauce. And these are the ingredients that you see right here. That's the butter, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and the honey. So remember, that's after the 20 minutes. Now, after the timer goes off, the first 20 minutes are done. What you see me doing right here is flipping them. Real easy, just flip them, maintain that space in between, set yourself another timer, and put them back into the oven for another 20 minutes. Now, once we have our wings back in the oven for our last 20 minutes, this is the time that you start working on your sauce, right? So what you want to do is you want to melt your butter. I melt my butter on just a medium heat. Okay, as soon as this, butter melts, as you can see, listen, it melts quick using this induction top, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start adding my rest of my ingredients. So just got myself this spatula right here so I can get everything out of the cups. But you're really gonna need a small spatula just to get your honey out, So we'll just get it like this. No need to clean it off because look, it all gets combined together. So then we add our honey. And I gotta say this too, that listen, there's no particular order. You can put the honey in first, however you wanna do it. And then our ketchup. Now, when it comes to your barbecue sauce, you guys use your favorite brand barbecue sauce. Listen, that's what's gonna send it over the top for you. It's something that you already like. You just adding a couple little ingredients to it just to make it sweeter and, you know, make it, you know, a little bit on the savory side. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get this. And what I wanna do now is I wanna bring this up to a boil, right? Not really like a tough boil, but just like once it starts to boil, then we're gonna reduce our heat down to a simmer, and we're gonna let this cook down a little bit along, you know, side our chicken that's in the oven. Now you can see it's starting to boil. You know what I mean? You can see some of the bubbles starting to form. So just get yourself, you know, a whisk. And because I'm using a non-stick pan, right? Notice that I'm using these rubber whisks like this. This right here, you don't want to scrape up the bottom or get none of this chemical in your food, you know? So listen, having the right tool for the job is even healthy also. Now, we'll just keep moving it across like this. I can see it now. You can see it right there. It's starting to do its thing. You know what I mean? So once we get just a few more bubbles, I'm gonna go ahead and just reduce my heat, probably down to like a medium. I'm gonna go down to 330 degrees. We'll leave it like that. I'm gonna put my top on, and then we're just gonna let it cook down. All right, now you guys can see, take a look at these right here. These right here look nice. I know some of y'all saying, where's that ranch? Because you ready to dip them in there right now. Oh yeah, got a nice little crisp. You know, the skin is a little crisp. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's go ahead and take a look. Let me get my whisk. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at our sauce. Now, look, you could just see it thickened up, right? I'm gonna leave the top off, and what I did was I slowed it down by putting the lid on the top. You guys don't have to do that, but just to make sure that this was gonna be ready right at the same time as them coming out of the oven, so I slowed them down. Then when we got close, I'm gonna show you what I did. If you look at this lid, it got holes in it right here, right? So if I turn this around, put it where the pour spout is, you can let the steam out. So when you start rendering down, you know, your barbecue sauce, it'll let it out. All right, so I'm gonna let it kick up just a little bit more. We're gonna go ahead and put these wings in a bowl. Then we're gonna pour this on the wings, and we finna toss. Now here, listen, you can look at my bowl right there. You can see it has high sides on it, which makes it much easier for me to make, you know, toss, right? So once you put all your wings in there, and this is just another example so you can see the depth of the bowl. Okay, so got them in a bowl. I got this big metal bowl because it got these high sides, right? Make it easier just to toss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, you know, this is our sauce. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it. You know, it's done thickened up. You can see some of the steam coming off of it because it's nice and hot. I'm gonna just save just a little bit back, right? Now, you guys can see right there. Now we just gonna go ahead and toss them. It's almost like, you know, working at a Wingstop or something like that. You know what I mean? But this is putting them in your place. You made them your way. They nice and hot. And you guys can take a look at this right here. Look right there. What you think? Now what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to get my plate. We finna dress it up nice so that I can go ahead and eat me a couple of these. So if you guys been watching me for a while, you know I always say, like, the plating is like one of the most important things also. You know what, it gives you that, like, I guess I would say it gives you that, you know, sense of pride when you put it on a plate. You put it out there for your family and friends to enjoy, and then when they all look at that, you looking at it also, and you can say, hey, I did that. Hey, so check it out. You guys just seen it. Hey, I don't want to over talk it. I just want to eat one of these. Now this is one of the times that I hadn't like just sampled it. Listen, we make this all the time at the pad, right? So look, let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these. Hey, don't forget to get your towelettes or your wet naps or whatever. But look at that coating. So when you get your barbecue sauce right and it thickens up right, look how it holds, it doesn't run. I'm not gonna dip yet, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and taste this. So you guys see it. Let's just go ahead and make it happen. You can see like, look, with that seasoning, how it coated like the meat. I hope you guys can see that. You can taste it. Hey, let me enjoy this. This is good. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and dip some in this ranch. And you'll see I'll sprinkle some chives over the top, right? These are chives out of my garden. You know what? I'm just so glad I don't have to buy chives ever again. So let's just go ahead and hit it like this. You know what I mean? Look at that right there, y'all. Oh man, hey, Welcome to AB's Wings Place.